We're live. Okay, cool. Hi everyone. I'm Rocket. I'm here with a couple of peeps. We are going to play a small game of not quite D&D. I lied. It's a game called Mouse Ritter, which is I have a little. I actually put a link in the. It's somewhere on the right of the screen. To download it. It's a free rule set for mousy adventures. Stuff like Redwall. And if you've ever read Mouse Guard comics, that's probably where most of the art comes from that I'm using. Comes from there. But yeah, it's a free rule set. It's based off of basic D&D. It's pretty good for beginners. And you guys are going to see us struggle because we've never run this game before. Well, I've never run this particular system before. All my notifications are going crazy. Hold up. So yeah, we're going to run like a little adventure location. Our time's pretty limited. We'll see if we can get through and see if our mousy squad survives. So the players with me is Sindel. Can you describe your mouse knight?
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Sindel. I'm playing the mouse named Pettis in the bottom left. Very quickly, he's a mouse he's got white fur, but it's shaven in a lot of different areas. You can see it's a lot of like wires and cables all over his body. So that's mostly what he wears. It's like in his various limbs and stuff like that, and that makes up his backpack. And he's got a bow on his back as well, with some arrows. He looks slightly nervous.
That's cool. My other player is Halcyon. He is playing as Mott. Halcyon, can you tell us anything about Mott?
I am Mott. I am playing a character of whom is named after his tanned, albeit motley colored fur. Is missing an ear, and I carry a spear, which is very likely to be a toothpick.
Oh yeah. I forgot to actually lay down. In this universe, it's very as realistic as a game about mice, like anthro-mice, can be, but the mice themselves are kind of anthro, so they can use swords, but the swords and stuff are all mousy made objects, or maybe a nail or a toothpick that they scavenged. And the things they fight, if they were to fight like a ferret, it is appropriately ferret-sized. So one mouse not be able to fight one of them down. That is why mice fight in groups. So next up, a Rat Tiger is playing a mouse called Rat.
Yes, I am Rat Dagger, the delusional mouse.
Can you tell us a bit about him?
My character is a grey-blue color, as you can see with my little icon I've got. He's missing an ear as well, which he had. He had a little bit of a blacksmithing accident, and yeah, so he's on a quest to find his ear.
That's great. What is Rat's weapon of choice? Because we have someone with spears, someone with a bow. Rat use.
Because he is as well as done a little bit of blacksmithing work. He has also done wood cutting, so he has a trusty axe and a dagger.
Cool. Last but not least is Good Luck Buck. He's playing a mouse called Wattle.
Hello.
Good luck. Can you tell us anything about Wattle?
All right. So my name is Wattle Buckthorn, and I am a former fungus farmer, and I've learned to resent my job, so I've taken on adventuring, left the fungus farming behind. But of course, being a fungus farmer, I carry with me a spore mask, and we'll see if it'll help me in any way. And as a weapon, I have a slingshot. So it's a medium ranged weapon or light ranged weapon. So aesthetically, my mouse has got dark fur and dreadlocks. Come on. And
That was so cringe.
Alright, yeah.
Jamaican mushroom mouse. Got
yeah,
it.
and I've got mushrooms with me at any given point, apparently, because that's what mushroom farmers do.
We
So,
joke.
You tell we're nervous yet?
Nerves? What are you talking about? I'm perfectly comfortable.
So part of the stream, by the way, to incentivize donations, which are all going to Husky Rescue, I put up a couple of quote unquote rewards. So if you donate a certain amount, and if I can hopefully feasibly work it in, ooh, there we go. Then certain stuff will happen. One of which is my personal favorite is a wild magic surge for donations $3 and up. And I roll on a D10,000 table. I roll a D10,000, and weird, wacky, wonderful hijinks happens. One of which might turn a mouse into gold. Let's see.
ooh.
As for this,
Can I have a gold ear?
I mean, maybe that's what you find. I don't know. So the system itself, because it's based off like ye old D&D, it's very basic. There's not a lot of rules for specific things. A lot of it is us deciding how things work, of a limited text description and what feels right in the moment. Which is a bit at odds with the version of D&D which is really popular is 5th edition, which is pretty rulesy. But that's why I think like systems like this are pretty easy to run, not a lot of rules to learn. I actually think the rules are like, what, 10 pages? Like a 10-page PDF.
I don't know. I haven't read them.
Great.
I told you I wouldn't.
We're gonna see how easy it is to learn. Anyway, let us begin.
Rocket Sudan donated $5. That's a random treasure roll.
Great. I will. Let me roll a d6 in the meantime. 5. Cool. What?
Just for everyone listening, this is what learning D&D is like.
Yes. We're not professionals at all. We're just friends mucking around. If you can tell a story with each other, you can play D&D. Okay, I know what the item is. That is cool. Anyway, no, you have to find out.
Oh no.
So, our Mouse Rider friends have been on the trail of a dastardly sugar cult. These are a group of cultists that have kidnapped some of the folk from the village, other mice, including their village's elder, who is named Fennel. Old man Fennel.
Fennel.
Fennel, yes.
Prefix, guys, this does happen in South Africa, by the way.
Mice get kidnapped by sugar cults.
Yeah.
In South Africa. South Africa's a wonderful place, Rocket.
It's lovely, but it gets better. It gets better, doesn't it?
So the Mouse Knights have tracked the sugar cult down to a old abandoned shed, and they have kind of surveyed the area in the meantime. This all happened pre-game, or pre-stream, and as the camera pans, let's set the scene. As the camera pans up from each of the mice that have now like cemented themselves, it pans outwards, and you can see this is a human-made shed. Our mousy heroes don't exactly know what it was for, but it is situated in the last remaining blooms of a beautiful field of fynbos. It is winter, so the frost is starting to set in. The flowers themselves are in their last bloom, and you guys have surveyed the area pretty much when it's safe, because you've learned that the sugar cult has made their home in the shed, but they're not the only inhabitants. There's a loud buzzing coming from the shed at times, and every now and then you can see a single hornet going outside, perhaps to scout, perhaps to find food, especially some of the pollen of the local fynbos. They have been the hornets aren't doing this uncontested. There is a honey badger that is living in the area and swats at the hornets every now and then as they try to take what is rightfully theirs. The honey badger is Matumba, by the way. In case you haven't seen what Matumba looks like, it's Andrew some stickers. But perhaps in Matumba, you guys can find a valuable ally, or at least something else that hates the inhabitants of the shed as much as you guys do. The hornets themselves seem to be attracted to a particular flower in this field next to the shed. It is a tall protea, a very sickly looking one. Wattle, who is the more botanically inclined of all of you, since he used to be a mushroom farmer, can tell you that it looks, even from this distance, you can see it looks sick, and there's this this brackish brown ooze that is sticking to the seeds of this protea. But the hornets seem to go like crazy for it. They are all over this thing, grabbing some of its pollen and seeds as they can, taking it back inside the shed. And you guys find yourselves outside. You can see that there is the shed itself seems to have an entrance. The door, the human-sized door, has a small entrance that seems to have been the door's closed, but there's like cracks and stuff through it at the bottom, where you can see every now and then a lone sugar cultist sticking its nose out, surveying the area, and then going back inside, because it's really cold out here. That's also why there's not a lot of activity in the area. It's pretty quiet, except for the crunch of your mousy paws on the little bits of ice from the morning frost. So, guys, what are you doing? What is your plan?
Should we try and find another entrance, perhaps?
Definitely possible. You guys can have a look around. I'll give you this one without having to roll, because there's nothing to contest really.
Okay,
But wait, no, actually, there's a chance you can be seen. Now I think about it. Not a high chance. Who wants to go with Wattle to look around to see if they can find another entrance?
I will, because I'm delusional.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. Let's go.
I'm just scratching into like a little hedge looking for my ear.
Alrighty.
Lend me your ear.
So you guys are going to make a both of you make a dexterity save. So roll a d20, and your goal is to roll under your own dexterity. And in this game, how it works is your stats are the targets you need to roll under. So if your dexterity is 10 and you roll a 9 on your dice, you succeeded. If you rolled a 12 on your dice, you would have failed.
Okay. So 19's a fail? Question mark?
19 is, yeah, in this game, like the higher you roll, the worse.
Okay.
So that's one success, one fail. Okay.
He gets hit, so I got to carry on.
So as you guys are sneaking around the shed, still well, you're trying to find another way in, so you're actually pretty close to it. Looking for cracks or ways to perhaps climb up. And with your one success, you do see a way up, but you can tell that there is it's pretty well used. There's a chance that you will find a some sort of resistance up there if you were to climb up. So the consequence of your failure is that this climb up is going to be guarded. You
Okay.
don't know by how many though, but that is a possible way in. It's
Okay, should we
also a
take
bit
our
of a
time to
climb, so
run
you're a
through?
bit exposed.
Maybe my ear's in another castle. Let's go onward.
Yeah, should we maybe just go for the front door then and just time it in between the little guard duties.
I like this plan.
Okay, so you guys are making your way back around, deciding that it's perhaps a bit risky. What we've seen from the system is it seems like combat's pretty deadly, so that's why the players are quite cautious. So you're making your way back around and waiting for your chance to perhaps sneak in. And you guys are waiting outside for quite a while. It is cold. So let me see if I can make you.
Okay, we're gonna try and get back into, or time it to try and get through that door to get inside between the guards to kind of like sneak in and survey what's happening inside.
Yeah, it seems that what you guys are trying to do. The rest of you guys in agreement?
Sounds like a plan.
Don't see why not.
Who's taking point?
I will, because habit.
Okay. Mott, you take point, and you guys have been waiting outside for quite a while, and you see the head duck out of one of these sugar cultists. It's another mouse, one who seems pretty well malnourished, considering they mainly sustain themselves on sugar. You can see like rotting teeth as it sticks its snout out, a mere couple of feet away from you. What are you going to do? The cultist hasn't seen you yet. This is like it generally just like they poke out, see if there's anything around, it dart back in, and then you don't see them for a couple of minutes again. But if you wanted to do something, now would be the time.
So is
Hiding
have-
be a good idea.
Say again?
And hiding be a good idea. Try and stay out of sight. Or are we just in plain sight?
No, you guys are like, I'm imagining you all up to the side of this door, staying as low as possible. Like the shed is, there's flowers and plants around it, so it's not completely exposed. And if you stay close enough to the wall, there's there's a chance it won't see you. But considering you're taking point, can you make a dex check for me, please?
Yes. Once I remember how to use roll d20.
One
Button?
of these things. I'm going to make an opposed roll with the other mouse. So
Well, that's a fail.
let's see if he fails. His dex is a mere. Okay. Well,
It's going really well for us.
his dex is pretty bad. Let me check.
I mean, I've got 4 decks, so it's got a 13 versus a 4.
The the mouse's snout extends a bit further than you thought, and you've been spotted. And you see him, like, as he recognizes you and sees like you clearly aren't part of the cult. He tries to dart back in, and you can tell he's going to raise an alarm. What do you do?
I try and shoot him.
Okay,
Oh no.
Petters. He's definitely surprised because he didn't see this coming. Let's see. How does combat work on your turn move? So
We're
So,
so prepared.
this enemy is definitely not surprised. So to go ahead of him, you're gonna have to, I think, roll initiative. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So how initiative works in this game is there are two teams. There's the our Mousy Knights and there's the enemy team. And generally the enemies go first, but the Mouse Knights can make a roll. What is it called? It's like an initiative roll, and if they beat it, they can go first instead. Well, the mice that beat the check. Let me see. It's here somewhere. I'm very prepared, guys. Don't worry.
Then what
Reading it with you.
If the enemy is
Everyone-
not surprised, make a dex save to act before them.
There you go.
It's on your reference page.
No, the quick reference at the bottom.
It's there in front of you. You prepared this rocket.
What I mean to say is I'm so prepared. That was a test.
Clearly, I passed and everyone else failed, including the DM.
Cool.
And
So,
I haven't even read the handbook yet.
so all of you make a dex save to see if you act before this mouse does.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
If I'm less than my
Ooh,
X12, yeah.
Rat.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Rat, you did, and so did Buck, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so this enemy is considered in nearby range, which means that you can use your movement to run up to them, and then use your action to attack if you wish, or your action to do whatever else. But that means that in this turn you can actually get to him and do something.
Should I attack with slingshot?
Up to you.
Attack with whatever you want to attack with.
Maybe both attack just to try and get him down. Alright, I try and use a slingshot to knock him out on the run.
Okay. Cool. Look at your slingshot's damage and roll that. And we'll see
Where
how
do
much
I-
damage you do.
Where do I set? Light ranged. D6? What?
I believe so, actually. Slingshot D6 light range, yes.
Okay,
so
I'm
roll a
gonna roll
D6.
in a D6. Okay.
That's
Ah,
two.
okay. Sorry. 2.
Okay, so you hit him. Rat, what are you? What's Rat doing?
Rat's
'cause
just gonna.
I'm guessing Waddle stayed still and then. flung
Exactly.
at him.
Exactly. You said it for me. Yeah, he's gonna see a butterfly, then suddenly go, "Oh, there's a thing there," and gonna two-hand an axe and hit him in his paw or something. I don't know.
Okay. Roll your damage. So you're using your movement to get up to him, and then
Yeah, because I want it two-handed, it's gonna be a D8.
for the 5th edition players out there who is like, how do you hit his armor class, etc. This game actually doesn't have any. You don't need to roll to hit something. You just roll your damage, but which is good for the heroes, but also the enemies do the same thing. 5 points of damage. Okay, so this is going really well.
So far.
You see, so first off, are you shooting Waddle, are you shooting rocks from your slingshot?
Yeah,
Right?
so I've got to take one off of my inventory then.
We do that after the thing,
Okay.
after combat. So you you hit him. You hit him in the snout, and that's when Rat runs up, tries to cleave him. He dodges narrowly. He has 1 hit point left,
No.
and he is going to use his action because now it is the enemy's turn in initiative. He is going to use his action to stab you with this magically enchanted dagger that Sudan gifted to us. Thanks, Sudan.
Oh,
no.
Oh
God.
no. Oh no.
Oh,
Don't get Danny.
Okay,
Is it cursed?
it is.
Oh no.
How'd you guess? Not a D4. Don't ignore that. There we go. So, Rat, you take 5 points of damage to your HP.
I die.
You can save.
you
that's not how it works yet.
I know.
let's see. So damage is dealt to your HP first. Once your HP is depleted, you start taking damage to strength. After taking strength damage, make a strength save. Okay. The damage doesn't overflow, so
HP goes to
your
0.
first hit, yeah, your HP goes to 0. But that means that you could be cursed. Let's see.
I know.
Is it critical damage? It says if he crits you, it applies a curse. I just want to see what counts as a crit.
Hitting me at this HP.
Oh, once HP is defeated. Okay. So, as soon as you start taking damage to your strength, you need to make a roll, and if you fail that roll, you take critical damage. But in this case, you didn't. Like, it's not necessary, so that's fine. But he slashes at you with this dagger. How do you avoid a critical wound? What does this look like? What do we see? Because he produces this dagger way quicker than you thought he would.
I'm gonna attempt to get my dagger out, and then he's gonna hit me before I do it.
Very left.
Cool.
Hurry.
I'm gonna try parry. Yes, exactly. I'm gonna try parry him.
So,
Dark Souls.
so how? That's cool. So you do that. You very narrowly parry this dagger away from you. It leaves a scratch, but not enough to actually like potentially permanently wound you. How damage works in Mouse Ritter is your HP is called like it's hit points, but it means it's not your actual health. It's your protection before you actually start taking mortal wounds. So this is your character's like alertness and skill and general state of energy, I guess. So it's like sure, Rat was able to definitely block this one, but the next one he doesn't have that reserve left. Cool. So it is his. Okay, so it's still his turn. He starts running back inside, and now it is your turn. Rat, you can still see him. You can see him running. You can catch up to him, but the rest of you are all 1 turn of movement behind him. He you see him running into the shed. He's a mouse, so he's not going very far, and he's pretty hurt, like he's pretty banged up. But it takes your eyes like a minute to adjust, but you can see. I actually have a picture for this. The inside of the shed. Thank you, clip art. But he runs, and you can just about still make out where he is as your eyes are starting to adjust to the relative darkness of the area in the shed. What are you doing? What are you guys doing? It's the hero's turn.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can get inside the door and shoot him.
Okay, Patters,
the door.
you use your movement. You run up to the door. You can still see him running away. Roll your damage.
Roll in. 5.
That is enough.
Ooh, well done. Victory boggle.
Boggle.
Rodents boggle, by the way, which is a thing that I don't know. Should someone Google it?
No.
Mice do
don't.
that when they're happy. They like vibrate their eyes. It's very weird.
Disgusting. Don't look it up. Ever. It's a really bad idea, especially if you are squeamish. It is actually make you sick, so don't do it.
It's kind of cute though. Anyway, Patters.
Yeah.
What do we see as you fell your first cultist?
What do we see?
Yes. What does the audience see?
So like in the shade.
You just shot the dude.
And as the camera like focuses up on Patters taking his arrow, and we get that shot of like where the arrow hits him.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what do we see? Like, how do you take him out? How
Uh,
do you want to do this in critical role terms?
okay. I'm just gonna, since he's running away, I'm just gonna aim for his butt. And
Got
try
it.
and try and put him, just kind of like try and put him down.
Well, the butt shot was enough.
So
though.
we get the
Oh yeah. Also, if you guys defeat enemies, you can decide if they are dead or not. It's up to you. Depends on how.
Brutal.
So Patters is doing a damage, but not enough to wound, not to maim. Not to maim, not to wound. Anyway.
Maybe not to kill.
I'm just trying to put him down to get him to run from running away further away.
Yeah,
Sure.
you and you do that. Like he's actually running underneath. It seems like your mice wouldn't know this, but the audience does. Is there's like a old dilapidated table that is partly rotted away. It's sitting on like two legs on the side, so it's forming this kind of like almost like a roof, which is above you, so just to try and keep some of the frost out of this shed. And you pin him to the side of it, and that is a cultist down. You can see dangling from his pockets is the magical dagger that has that probably has Rat very intrigued. It is quite glowy.
What kind is a glow?
It's considering it's like cursed. It's probably this like orangey, like this orangey color, but it's not a glow. It's more like a sheen in the light. It almost looks like a trick of the light at first.
Oh, okay.
I think, well, whoever took him down gets to take it, man.
Up to you. This is it's called the Silver Sting. It is a light weapon, so it's a D6, takes 1 inventory slot, and if you do critical damage with it, you can curse something, a random curse.
Okay. Well, I don't particularly want it, so that can certainly take it if he wants to.
I'm going to open spot
Yoink.
inventory.
Did anyone notice our very bold entry?
So, okay, Rat, you add Silver Sting to inventory. It takes up 1 inventory slot, so you can decide if you want to move it to your hands or not, your paws.
I am gonna do that.
As Patters, you survey if anyone's noticed this. The first thing you notice is the buzzing. There's a hornet nest in the top part of the shed. It is on your left. It's pretty high up, well, for a mouse.
Okay.
It's kind of on the if the shed it's like kind of in the middle left of the roof, and you can see that it is I don't know if you know what a wasp nest looks like. It's like
I
made from
do.
that thin paper. Yes. It's not particularly large from this angle, but Patters knows it can go in a bit deeper. So like you only seeing seeing the front entrance of it. So there's a large amount of buzzing from it. The other thing you notice is it's quite dark here, but there's a blazing furnace in the far right corner of the room. It looks like it used to be a human stove, but now it is the apparent hideout of the sugar cult itself. Your nose twitches at the sickly sweetness of whatever's being produced there. You can actually see that there are 2 guards stationed outside it, but they're actually they have masks on to help with the very intense heat and light coming from this furnace itself. The whole furnace isn't. It's not like the whole furnace is ablaze. It's like the blaze is coming from a little bit in the inside of the furnace. So it's habitable enough.
You can still go inside it. Okay.
Yeah, you can go inside it, and you can actually see that the stove has a pipe connecting up to the chimney because human stove. And you can see on the top of the pipe itself, there's been a pathway carved out of it to allow these cultists to walk up, and then using the perimeters of the roof to get access to the roof layer itself, and even potentially to the hive, though you don't know what sugar cultists would want with a hive of hornets.
Is the mouse that we took down still alive? We can't question him, can we?
You can absolutely question him. We'll do that. We'll do that quickly. What do you want to ask? He is.
Where's Fennel?
I'm gonna do this out of character because interrogating in RPGs is a very fun pastime, but it generally takes a while. He tells you. Does he tell you everything he knows? Make a will save against his will. Let's see.
Yeah, we choose who's got the best. I got a 9 will. It's not bad.
Yeah, whoever's interrogating him, make a will check. Let's see what his will is.
Can we use the advantage we got?
Did you guys get advantage?
Yeah, we got a $1 advantage thing.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, if you want to do it.
Wild magic now.
Is that the next thing? Okay.
Oh god.
What did I roll? I rolled a
5.
Oh, that was from earlier, I think, not from now. Let's see. Man, I'm rolling pretty well. It doesn't. Too bad he's not strong-willed. But what was the contested will check? He failed his.
Who's doing it? Me?
Who's got the strongest? Who's going to do the interrogation? What's your will?
7.
Whomever wants. Wattle, you've got the strongest.
Okay, I'll roll.
Cool. Wattle, you step up.
Shit.
You failed as well. Okay. So considering he failed, he's still going to tell you what he knows. But he doesn't have anything extra to add. So he's going to tell you that. What is a good name? Sorry, I need to go to a name generator for the leader of this
Mouse cow, sugar cult.
He
Lord
says
Sugar
that
Cult.
Sister Chissa, Chisa, led them here, and they've been preparing for the coming of their god, the Sweet Tooth. And that is why they have been working together with the Hornets to create the sweetest substance known to rodent kind.
Yes, who called?
And in return, they've been picking off stray mice to help teach the hornets how to produce how to like farm and cultivate seeds for flowers, because well, the hornets want to be able to produce honey, because that's generally what bees do, and they want in on this business.
Lucrative.
As he says this, he says this as like with. Let me roll. Hold up. I want to see what this magic surge does.
Oh no.
5001. Okay, so I
Oh,
have a list
bother.
of 10,000 random magic surges.
Here we go, fam. Buckle in.
Prepare your butts.
Grab your tail.
Grab your tail.
Oh,
Also
I'm
no.
not doing that. Not doing the rest of it.
Okay.
Everyone who's watching, just pray for us, please. I'm begging you.
Wattle, his voice is kind of weak as he says this, and you need to lean in to hear him tell his tale. But as you do, he grabs you and says a word, and it's a harsh, evil-sounding word, as you are cursed.
Sneaky prawn.
The next time you get wet, something happens. I'm not going to say what it is though, but I will tell chat.
Oh no, what happened? This is okay. Well, just keep me dry, please, guys.
Should I not be in the YouTube channel and reading the chat?
Oh no.
Because I've been reading and chatting with him this entire time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then I'll tell you. It's fine. It's open cards. Actually, might as well describe it. A teensy bit of frost lands on your shoulder, Wattle.
No,
And
why now?
You see that your fur fall out immediately
Oh, my dreadlocks.
as and there's this speck of stone hard skin where the moisture touched you. It seems that the next time you are doused in water, you are turning to stone.
No.
Or your skin is turning to stone.
Like, he's never going to be able to bath ever again. That's not fair. And he has to go out into snow.
I guess I live here now. There must be a cure to this, though. Let's just carry on. I'll find out.
That's true. There might
Maybe
be.
if we shave you?
Oh,
You're not
that's
wet, please.
Shaved Wattle.
Does the stone do anything to like my physical attributes? You know, is it
It
now
is
harder?
not enough to have any real impact. It was literally like a small, like a couple of droplets. That
Okay,
landed
so
on.
now I know. Now I know.
Yeah,
what
it was
does.
just so we sort of Wattle knows he's been cursed.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my dagger, just clink on the stone part of him.
Yep, that's stone, all right.
That sneaky freaking rat, you know.
Hey!
And he breathed out his last, by the way, with this curse.
Why is this rat so well versed in curses?
He had a magic dagger. It's a sugar cult. You know how it is. Supporting Nestle makes you evil.
Supporting Nestle!
Yeah. I love when I consume chocolate and just doom an entire civilization. Nom, nom, nom. I bring death.
We'll talk about cocoa production. Touchy subject. Anyway, okay. So
Cocoa production is basically the cocaine industry.
Unquickly fixing that.
Anyway, so you have a couple of guards that are looking out of this furnace. It seems like that is a potential way up and into the nest itself. But there's like various cluttered furniture in this shed. Let me quickly see my description for it.
Nessie.
Yeah. So there's, besides the constant buzzing, there's this sickly sweet smell emanating from the stove itself. And I need to roll for a random amount of cultists patrolling the room. Hold on. Cool. So there are 4 guards, 4 cultists who are generally roaming around the stove. What are you guys gonna do?
Are there any like discarded like face masks nearby?
Face masks. The
like
cultist
very
you guys took out has a thick a bunch of mousely made robes. So it's like that thatchy robes, and he has one of these masks.
Okay. And the
There's
guards. Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
There's also a stack of like broken furniture and stuff on the way towards this towards the stove, or the sugar temple as the cultists would call it. So there is a chance that you guys could sneak up there unawares.
Yeah, I've got that spore mask as well, so maybe we can pair up and do that.
But you can also see that staying this close around the stove is like for long periods of time is hampering these rodents. They don't want to get too close to it, so they generally a bit spread out.
Okay. Just quick question. We didn't get any information about the missing that we're trying to find, right? We just
He did mention that the hornets are gathering various mice to teach them how to cultivate plants.
So he's probably with the hornets.
And Wattle was a premier horticulturalist. What's that word?
Well, a mycologist.
Thank you. Of course you'd know like that, Buck. So you get the sense that Wattle is, or the various mice are perhaps up in the nest, or in the sugar temple itself. Who knows?
his name isn't Wattle. That's the name of our. That's the name.
Damn it, Fennel Wattle.
Fennel.
I'll write it down.
I keep getting confused. It's like you Wattle's like he is. Oh. So
Nah,
Fennel-
I just write it out.
It's fine. So Fennel is probably up there in the stove, in the nest somewhere over there.
Fennel
we
got
can-
stolen by hornets who have allied themselves with the mice, so the mice can teach the hornets how to grow plants.
This
Yes.
is very convoluted.
Yes, and I'm trying to take notes because of this.
Wattle, Fennel.
Oh, and the hornets are the ones who are gathering the pollen that is being used by the sugar cult. So it's a mutually beneficial arrangement. Because the mice can't get close enough to the plants, otherwise they get wrecked by a honey badger.
Oh.
Okay, so our goal essentially is to get up to the hornet's nest to go and see if Fennel is there. To get to the hornet's nest, we need to go up the chimney through that pathway that they've carved. Is there any other ways to get to the nest outside of that path?
There's, like I said, there's various like broken furniture in here, human furniture. Nothing that, as it stands, will be able to get you up there. The walls are it's a shed, so there's not a lot of hand holdings and stuff. The walls are a bit rotted, but you'd need like actual climbing gear and time to do it. But you have heard of a potential ally against the hornets if you were so inclined. In this game, pick your battles. That's what I'm saying.
It's true. Like, if there are 4 gods, like we're gonna face casualties like no one's business.
I'm not taking another dagger to the gut again.
Well, I
You can
can't
take it to the
It's the knee.
He used to be a mousy adventurer.
took a dagger to the ear.
Take a dagger to the dreadlocks.
Like that was
It's like
Corona.
Samson taking my power.
You can take a bit of a rest, I think.
Oh, that'll put your HP back up. Like if you over.
Yeah.
How long does the round last then?
So a short rest takes there's 3 kinds of rests: a short rest, a long rest, and a full rest. Short rest takes a turn, which is a turn is like a round of combat, pretty much, an exploration turn. So 10 minutes. It's pretty much you grabbing your breath while your allies decide to do something.
Does
So
who's on zero
your
now? Who's
so
on...
like HP is your buffer.
Hmm.
Try to get it back if you can.
Who was on zero again?
Me.
If you want to take a rest, roll 1d6 and take plus that amount of HP plus 1.
Roll d6.
Oracle, do we? Sorry for interrupting.
No. What do you want to know?
So that badger, like is he? What do we know about the badger?
Rattle.
I mean, it's a badger. Badgers
They're-
aren't friendly, but
You said it could be a potential ally.
it's a honey badger. Honey badgers
Can you get inside the shed?
I mean,
Honey badger.
can he get inside
Yeah.
the shed? Not with this, not with the furniture kind of propping the entrance. You'd need to remove the. It's like a half. I described it as like a half broken chair that's kind of propped up against the door to help a bit with the frost.
Can we try and open the door maybe to let the honey badger in, and then in the chaos try and move around?
What you do know about honey badgers is they love sweet stuff. Love it.
Yeah, we should get him into an direction. Huh?
He could.
Do we know if he's nearby?
Yeah, you can check.
Okay.
Yeah,
How about
Very
while someone rests, someone goes to go and scout and look for him.
How are we going to open the door if he is there?
I have my trusty axe.
Yeah. Rat has an actual axe.
Would opening the door change the conditions of the shed maybe to our advantage? Maybe force all the mice to move towards the fire a little bit more, so we have more of a...
Oh yeah,
open-
I mean, if there's a badger running in here, it's going to be chaos. That's definitely going to be a change the
Distract.
conditions inside.
But even if there's no badger, if we open the door and let the cold in, would it maybe draw the guards
Oh yeah,
out
that
open
would
towards the fire?
probably do it.
Would it influence us though? Like the cold?
Depends on how long you guys are out here. Like, considering you've been traveling through the snow, I think you're pretty geared. So
Okay.
it won't have too much of an effect on you guys for the amount of time we have left.
$5 donation.
So what do you guys think of maybe trying to get the honey badger in? And if he's not there, maybe you just open the door and see how that changes the conditions. Or do you want to just move forward and try and see if we can sneak around them?
There's like no way we're sneaking around them.
Do you have to make a diversion then?
Up
Let's
to you
look
guys.
for that Rottle. What's his name?
The Rottle, yes, it is a Rottle.
No, what's his name?
You
had it earlier.
Madimba, isn't it?
Madimba, yeah. Let's go and find Madimba.
Cool. Rat, you're gonna need to to take a rest while they do this.
Okay, so I'm doing nothing essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Phew.
Oh, we've got a tucker
It's
this.
You're taking a breather. You don't. Well, okay. I guess Rat would fall asleep.
Yes,
Who's
exactly.
watching over Rat as this is happening? Which
I
one of you
guess
guys is staying behind?
Will
I think I'll stay because I've got a bow, so I can shoot anyone if they see.
Okay.
folks, and then I will go with the other one. Bottle.
Okay. Let's move to the crack in the door where we came in again, quietly.
I'm also just rolling a random thing.
I think there's a treasure donation here. We have to.
Yeah, thanks.
Already been
everyone.
notified.
It's been really cool. Let me just quickly see. Okay, cool. I know what it is. Don't worry, it's probably going to be used against you. Mott and Wattle, you guys make your way outside, and you see that pretty close to this field of flowers, there's an open area. It looks like an old log, and underneath it, considering we're pressed for time, underneath it there is the rumbling sound of a sleeping, very large, battle-scarred honey badger.
Battle scarred?
Of course, it's
Oh.
battle-scarred.
What
Honey
wars
badger.
has he been in?
Other
A
badgers.
honey badger. Honey badgers attack lions.
Yeah, honey badgers are badass.
Honey badger gives
They're
no
vicious.
So Mott, you can see it's sleeping with its back to you. In this den, and this very deep rumble. This is like compared to a mouse. This is this
Like a
thing's
dragon.
intimidating. Yeah,
Should
banana
we-
for
so if we-
scale.
If we get its attention, and we get back into the shed, it's not going to be able to get in with us, right?
Depends how angry it
So-
is.
Well, okay, then maybe if I like use my slingshot, am I close enough to use the slingshot to get its attention and make a run
There's
for it?
no way you can miss.
Okay, but
Like,
we have to
from-
first make sure that everyone is ready. Like, have we gone through a turn and given? We need
Up
help.
to you guys. You can do this in a semi-flashback format. So the problem isn't getting it to follow you. The problem is not having it catch you.
Okay.
It's a case of running faster than the other guy.
Rat.
Well, I guess I've got
Yeah,
What if it's sleeping, right? It's sleeping.
yeah, it's sleeping. It's winter. It's like semi-hibernating.
And
Do
we're
they
really,
hibernate?
really tiny compared to it, right?
Yes.
Cool. What if we climb on its back?
and ride it into battle.
I ride the mighty squirrel! Or I miss
Would you have to roll for dexterity then to?
Question. Just small question.
Hmm?
Do badgers understand mouse? Is this red wolf?
No, it's different families, so I don't think it'll. So how that communication works most with families. So
Yeah, this game has a system in place for that. Creatures, same species can easily communicate, so mice can communicate with mice. Same family, so rodents can speak and communicate, but there's like a bit of a difference. It's like dialect differences. Same class, meaning mammals, you need to make a will save to see if you can communicate with them effectively. Otherwise, you can't.
oh, so this changes it now.
So potentially, yes.
What's the backup plan if we can't and he comes for us?
dying.
You want to see a mouse slashing a badger? It goes a bit like this.
I should probably have rolled up extra mice, actually.
Yeah, should we take a chance and just try and see if we can ask it if we can ride it into battle? We'll show him where the mega honey is then.
Ask him if
fine.
we can ride it into battle.
You know what? Fine. Sure.
As a
We
reward,
can ask politely if we can ride a honey badger into battle, keeping in mind that it can't get through the door.
I'm just
so we,
like, I'm sorry, but if Pattis were there, he would have slapped you. Eat Afrikaans.
In front of yourself.
Pattis is a food, by the way.
Worm badger.
okay, so what are we going to do? Are we going to try and open the door and lure him in, or are we going to maybe just drop the badger plan? I'm pretty keen on the badger plan, to be honest.
Like, we need the badger, but like, it's dangerous, man. I'm
I'll
scared.
go for it. I'll risk
I
it.
have twine. I can form a makeshift. What are those things called?
I can hold
Brains.
it.
Yeah.
So, while this is happening, Rat, you and Patters are weakening the door, right, to have it be able to get in.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought I was sleeping.
You're not sleeping.
You
I woke you up.
just slapped me awake. I take a HP damage.
As Patters the serious one
Yeah,
to
Petters
get stuff done.
is the no-nonsense one.
Well then.
Mott, you and Wattle, as you're approaching this, I'm very much picturing like Smaug vibes. It is this den.
Sound like Benedict.
Yeah, I can't do that accent, but there's various like things that this badger has hoarded. And as you're kind of stepping close, surveying the scene, you see this silver piece lying on the floor.
Is it cursed?
Just as you everything is cursed and we're told otherwise.
Wattle and Mott, who of you two have the highest will score? Actually,
I'm on a
let's see.
9. A 9 and 8, so it's pretty close.
9 and 8. Okay, so you're kind of thinking of a way to startle this beast, and you see this. It looks like a coin. It's actually a like a
Tyrann.
No. Tyrand. What would be ideal? Like
It's
what would
a
be?
Tyrant!
I am thinking currency, legitimately, but it has been engraved with an arcane rune
It's a peso.
because we rolled a random spell, and
Okay.
I don't know what spell it is yet, but
Oh god.
it is a former Tyrand that has been scratched up with these arcane etchings.
Mr.
Alright.
Tyrant.
Can I
What
pick
you face currency? Great, so now we're committing a felony as well.
You come into its house and you're stealing its stealing
Oh,
its
it's still sleeping, right?
Tyrant.
It's still sleeping.
It's gonna buy cigarettes with that.
Yeah, it's still sleeping. I'm just rolling for the
Let's
spell.
go and pick it up then. I go and pick it up as quietly as possible. And let's see what it does.
No! Wait. Hello, person. We'd like to be your friend. By the way, we're busy committing theft. Maybe don't do that.
So the I'll send you the spell. It's a light spell, by the way, which does the. I'm just sending it in chat. But you can use it to have creatures make a will save or become stunned, or you can create a light as bright as a human torch for a bunch of turns. So it's a
Oh,
very,
cool.
very bright light. This would be like a sunlight spell in 5th edition.
Sunlight spear.
Cool.
It's sunlight ball.
If you
How many times can you use it?
it has up to 3 uses, but it depends on how much like it has. It's a thing. You'll see when you use it.
Okay, so that's sitting there. He still hasn't woken up yet, right?
No. Add light spell to your inventory. It takes 1 slot.
The light coin.
Yeah, add a light to Rand coin.
I like to Bob.
Boop, I
This
mean,
Rat is quickly doing a thing, but Wattle, you know that this light spell is bright enough to at least potentially temporarily blind the badger. So if worse comes to worse,
I can use it to get away, hopefully.
yes.
Then is anyone gonna try and get the door open? Maybe I'm gonna try and get it inside.
Yeah. Rat and Patter said that they are working on the door, so we can assume it'll be ready by the time you
Okay,
guys get there.
we counting on it being open.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make a bad choice, so maybe some input.
What have I got in my thought too?
we don't exactly have much good choices, to be fair.
That's true.
So is it either? Yeah, you go ahead.
No, I'm listening. What you say?
Are we gonna try and converse with it and ask it nicely, or are we gonna try and like maybe shoot it and then run away and then hope it runs inside?
I am not shooting a honey badger and then scarpering.
Well, we think that the better idea is to
Yeah,
ask.
everyone.
I think a better idea is to ask it nicely. Worst comes to
Okay.
worst, it tells us to feck off rather than trying to eat us.
What are we gonna roll against for what check are we gonna need to do or save we're gonna need to do to see if we can communicate with it?
It's a will
Alcyon.
save.
Alcyon. I'm
Yes?
just picturing your head running and yelling, Nia Mania!
Money make wants me.
So you guys are gonna try a
Polite.
polite approach, yes.
Let's try and Askies meneer.
So it sounds like Wattle is taking point here.
In
Wattle,
before the better speaks Corsa.
Molo Weni.
Great, it's either two.
so Wattle, how are you waking this badger up?
Very carefully. I don't know.
I can take over if you want.
I know he's probably gonna be grumpy as hell, eh?
Yeah, he was sleeping.
Shit. Didn't
I
think
see
of
you
this.
put me into the game, IRL.
How soon before 2 p.m.?
And after 2 p.m.
What would work for you? How would one wake you up then? Maybe I can set that.
I'll rip your throat out.
If I absolutely need to and minimize the collateral damage
Coffee.
with
You
something
bring
to eat. Can I give him a mushroom?
And you very gently nudge me awake and then back up before I punch you.
Wattle,
I'm
you
gonna-
bring a mushroom close to its nose.
I'm gonna put it down in front of it and then move away, and then hopefully the smell wakes it up. If not, I might just throw a stone.
These are pungent mushrooms, right? Are these like ration mushrooms or poison mushrooms? I never asked.
I don't want to poison him. I think it's more of a peace offering now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you
Tasty
put it
ones.
you put it under its nose. These like packed ration, delicious mushrooms, and like the camera pans behind you, and we see Wattle from behind. And we see this massive snout of this badger, and as it's breathing out, you just get this of its breath, like pushing your clothes up a bit.
Oh no.
Because it's very large. It's this hot breath, and
It's the moisture in his breath.
No, don't do that.
anyway, oh god, what have I done? And he says, "Pause forever." This is a poor chat. Let me gather myself.
Put yourself towards yourself.
Stand by, the DM has broken requires a moment to realize that
I'm very
he's
glad
made
I'm on.
bad decisions.
I'm
So we're
very
going to give
glad
him a
I'm on
moment
push
to
to
interlude.
Anyway, you push the mushroom close to its nose, and there's this fidget and a twitch, and you see the eyes slowly open, and it feels like like minutes to you as these massive eyes stare at you. What do you say?
Excuse me. I'm just gonna go for that. Yeah, hopefully he's Afrikaans.
Happy, please.
No, so just like remember that he likes honey, so we can say like we know where honey is.
Ja, excuse meneer. Ek het bietjie heuning vir jou is my help asseblief.
Yeah, like among the scattered things here, there would be like various, probably like human garbage that he's gotten. So you can see like wrappers of sweets and stuff.
Definitely got a sweet tooth.
Does he have Quality Street?
There's that purple bag has been shredded, but he left
Only the
all
orange
those long tough toffee yellow ones, not into those, but the rest are devoured.
Even the orange gross ones, man. No.
Yeah, the orange ones. Ugh. Anyway, you say this. Make a will save, please, to see if your conversation
Okay, what am I
is
rolling? D6.
understandable. D20 against your will.
Okay.
Try and see if you can roll under it.
Oh lordy.
Please, Jesus, that's a 9.
Yes.
Is that under?
Yeah, I think so. My will was
Right.
9. Oh, it's not. It's equal. Shit. What does that mean?
Equal is fine. Equal is perfect. So
Ooh.
it it asks in Afrikaans because Mutt doesn't understand.
Yes, the one English person is just sitting there going, I have no idea what's going on.
I got you guys. It's right. This is gonna work.
And it's this deep, grovelly voice as he asks, "What do you want?"
Oh god, this is gonna be tough to explain.
As he says this, the tongue like slowly like darts out and moves eats the mushrooms, which is considering it's like travel rations for you, it's barely a snack, but it seems appreciated.
I've got more if it wants, I guess. I'm going to present the plan pretty much as we know it to him, with the promised reward being the entire stash of honey if we are victorious. So it's pretty much like asking if he would join our party. All he needs to do is get up there and wreck the. But he mustn't destroy the nest.
I do not join, I lead.
Yeah.
And he makes a request. It is that you have to somehow destroy the hornet nest because they are the ones who are constantly either stinging him or like stealing honey from his plants, like pollen from his plants.
Will this
So-
cursed artifact that I find maybe be able to do something like that?
I
No.
don't know. It's a small knife. It's a large nest.
Well, no, the two and the
Well,
light.
we've got torches. We can set it on fire.
Yeah, I'm
That's
thinking
true.
that. Yeah.
But that is
Set
his
the-
request. And he says he'll take care of the
sugar cult.
rodents at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's been trying to get in there, he says, for 4 months.
Okay, sweet. That's right.
I know,
Yeah,
I know I'm not there, but what's his name?
Matimba. Matimba, yes.
Yeah. Matimba.
All Matimba.
Matimba.
Scourge of Table Mountain. Wrestler of the quality street packets.
Sounds like a plan.
Once fought a Volvo and won. He says, of course. So right. So the plan is to have this badger smash in and go after the cult, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll give us enough time to try and get to the honeycomb. Then we've got to deal with the
hornets.
The hornets,
Yeah.
but at least we don't have to worry about the rodents.
So a bit of time passes as you guys get this ready. Rat has been surgically removing the holding, not holding pillars. What is it? Like if you're trying to knock something down?
Legs.
The legs,
Struts,
the support
supports.
pillars, whatever. Those things. This is how RPGs work, by the way. Audience is you're like maybe.
That thing, yes, that'll work.
So we're gonna move time a bit ahead, like a couple of minutes.
just the montage of hi ho.
The camera pans. It's in the shed. It's dark. It is quite quiet. There's a bit of some of like the sunbeams of the approaching afternoon is shining through the rafters. All is quiet, and then suddenly a crash as wood flings itself in our direction, and a very angry badger breaks through this gap that's been made for him in the door, and you hear squeaks of surprise because they obviously didn't think you could come in, and there's a badger running at this steam pot. They are the cultists themselves are running into it because, defensive. But as soon as the badger breaks through, you see this, the leader of the sugar cult, a flying rodent,
Pardon?
as a smallish sized bat with large ears,
Oh, right.
flies up to the rafters, leaving her cult behind, as they are running around trying to dodge this badger as much as they can. In this chaos, for Mouse Knights, what are you guys doing?
Getting on up there. I guess.
There's just crashing sounds in the distance, by the way.
We need to get to the only way up. Really, was that pathway that goes along the chimney, right?
Yeah.
What does the pathway between where we are and there look like? Can we make a dash for it, or we have to be sneaky?
You don't need to be sneaky anymore. Like,
All right, let's.
the guards that are still around, those who haven't legged it, are busy trying to fight off a badger and losing.
All right, let's make our way to there then.
So in this carnage, you see one mouse cultist flung to the side of the shed. As you make your way towards the sugar temple, this old broiler, and it's still quite hot in there, but it is bearable for short periods of time. And you guys make your way through. Wattle, you probably put on your mask. It helps a bit with the heat. As you move past, you see that there is it's like a. I'm thinking like Breaking Bad vibes, but that's definitely not what it is. But there's a like a production facility made up, and there's a close to the heat. There's crystallized this brownish sugary candy being made, and like layer by layer, this large sugar altar, which to humans would look like a lollipop, is being slowly constructed, but it's made from this like really dark honey.
Lollipop, lollipop.
Rat, you are so drawn to it. It is irresistible. Please make a will save
Oh no.
to see if you're going to lick it.
Oh no. What have I done to myself? Okay.
You rush at it. A 20 is a critical failure, by the way. You rush at it before anyone can stop you, and you take this jump before they're able to pull you off. The sweetness is something you've never experienced. This is good, man. Let's trigger a wild magic zone.
Oh no. I mean, on the bright side, if I die, I died eating something sweet.
Actually, I think I have a couple prepared. Hold on.
Munch, 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 munch. Die.
Yeah,
Maybe it helps.
even as you guys are like getting it off of him, he's still munching.
I will never let go.
As you're munching, your body starts to like you feel ravenously hungry actually.
Oh, no.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm just checking. Okay. When Rat looks up at you, you can all see that his eyes are like milky white.
Is he becoming Cadbury?
Oh no, he's eating the crisp lollipop.
You have the condition foggy eyes, which actually isn't too bad for you.
Am I blind?
Not blind, but your vision is impaired.
So it's like you're crying.
Yeah, it's really
It's
sad.
too sweet.
Someone fetch me my reading glasses.
So there's the condition. I'm putting it well below your character.
So you arranged it so
But your eyes are now like they're actually kind of glowing with a similar glow to the dagger from earlier. And your range attacks are impaired, which I don't think is too much of a deal for you, actually. Unfortunately.
You know, I had plans to use my axe as a tomahawk.
And you know an old wives' tale to get rid of this condition, which maybe someone in your family has had. You need to stare at the sun for an hour.
Ooh, I can help.
Um,
But for an hour.
yes, which
How long does my 2 bob spell work?
oh, that's true. Your light spell might actually do something.
Did you take that? Did you take the coin?
Yeah, you took it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
And the magic
And I got the bad girl outside as well. I've been lucky.
As this is happening, there's still like angry snarls, but you hear the last of the cult leaving, like running away. These who are still around, and you hear the rough, coarse voice of Matumba shouting, asking you guys to provide your end of the deal.
Oh, hurry the fuck up, actually. Yeah.
And he will be waiting as he lies down in the middle of this room.
oh Jesus Christ!
Okay, so we might have like 2 enemies now.
licking
Okay,
his
should we make our
chops
way
at
up?
the
Let's
hornets.
make our way towards the hive, all sneaky like.
I don't know if we could be sneaky based on the fact that there's a giant commotion outside.
Yeah, sneaky. I mean, they might be a bit
Well,
distracted, but overall, I just want to check our time allotment. It's to 9:30, right?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Oh,
got
sweet.
half an hour. 45
Sweet.
minutes. Literally.
Perfect
Let's-
time for a boss
let's see.
fight.
Oh
Oh
God.
no.
Rat, just remember to add conditions in this game. Go into your inventory. So
Okay.
remember to write foggy eyes in there. It actually takes up inventory space.
I
That's
also got
amazing
this.
and very funny. I can't hold my dagger. Why not? I've got too many crippling depression.
What condition did I have with? Oh yeah, that's that every time it rains, it's
Yeah, yours is
Stone rain.
yeah, it's
every
just
time it
you can
rains,
just
I get stone.
write like cursed stone skin. Yeah,
Okay.
if your skin touches moisture, it becomes stone.
Could it crystallize?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Marbleize.
Marble.
Marbleize. Sounds good, Pete.
I can actually be delusional rat because I won't be able to see anything.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. It's like milky white eyes.
Can I use the sun spell to try and see if I can fix it?
Yeah, you can do that.
Let's do that.
Let me see.
I-
Invest 1, 2, 3,
It's just
5.
that SpongeBob meme with that. My eyes, my eyes.
Do we have time for it?
Okay, no, let's carry on. You can be blind. It's okay.
Okay. You're so quick to drop me. I am not saving you in combat now.
Let's get someone to hold your hand. You'll be fine.
You can't save him in combat. You're blind.
Hi, blind.
Hey, Rocket.
So you guys make your way up the stairs of this the like carved out hand holdings on the inside of this of the stove, and it takes you a little while, especially because Rat is like trying to get used to his eyes, and he's
Stumble over
kind of
like-
I
clumsy.
told you I should have fixed it. You should have fixed it now.
And you head up on the rafters, and you making your way across. The hive is. You don't see anything outside of it. It seems that as soon as there was a lot of commotion, the hornets retreated inside.
Okay.
So in front of you, you see this sticking to the side of the roof. It's kind of like kind of tilted at an angle. Is the hornet hive.
And we still have to get oh
Venom out of there.
Venom out of
Venom.
Yes, but yeah, that and you must please Matumba.
Get him the honey. So we can't set it on fire. We need to get it. How is this thing anchored to the side of the wall?
like a
By
hornet nest.
like a hornet nest. Yeah, it's they are South Africa has like paper hornets. So I mean, you know what they look like. Good luck,
Paperwork.
Buck. It's literally your job.
I'm the Hornet Master. No, I hate them. That's we need to get him. We need to get Fennel out of there first, and then maybe see if we can trap the Hornets inside it. Will that work? Or are they kind of buzzing around the outside, or they inside it?
They are inside. They're like protecting the nest.
Okay, so we can assume that Fennel is inside there too.
Yes,
don't
safe
know yet.
assumption. But that's what you've been told, at least.
Someone's got to go in there then.
I stumble along through, trip over my own tail.
Yes, I'll also go in there. Seeing as we'll just blandly bumble fluff
It's
their way
not
in
in
there.
the blind person in front.
For a
I think
backup,
we're
I've got
eliminating the
that,
blind person in first. I think it's just happening at this point.
we've got that spell of mine as a backup. So if we need to maybe try and stun all of them with that light spell,
Oh,
so
that's true.
I could maybe back someone up if someone wants to take point, and I'll back them up, and let's see if we can get in and find Fennel.
Ah. The thick chonker boy of a rodent shall take point. As
Yes,
per
this is
habit.
me.
Okay, Mott, you take point again, and you're making your
Get
way,
the ready.
inside into this hornet's nest. These kind of nests are quite warm. Sorry, and you make your way inside. It's kind of a maze.
Amazing.
Pond!
You taking your time to get in, but unless you have some sort of marking or something to make your way out easily, you won't be able to just set it alight and run, because there's a chance you might run into a dead end.
Oh no, we've got stuff to leave behind. I've got maybe pups. Can we leave some of our pups behind?
Oh yeah, you can do that.
How many have you
Thinking
got?
is like if it isn't solid, can probably just gouge a line into the floor with a weapon.
Yeah, that's also true, because it's made of it's this paper-like material.
Paper wax,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, paper wax. So you can
Just
definitely,
gouge
your
it with
weapons
the
will be able to
I
use
just
again.
think
Wattle
Okay,
wanted
yeah.
to do the Hansel and Gretel routine, and Mott just takes out his spear and
No,
just
I just scrape them in line. It's great.
So, with this scraping sound of the spear, you make your way deep into the hive,
Oh no, maybe we should not do that.
and the buzzing gets louder.
Okay, stop.
Suddenly, the buzz is all around you, as 4 hornets crawl from the various holes around you. You guys are surrounded. There's 2 hornets in your front of this corridor, which is because the hornet's nest, you guys are completely enclosed, but there's 2 at the front and 2 at the back. They can't fly, but they can get to you.
Have they seen us?
Yes, they are.
Okay, we can't see Fennel.
No.
and we're surrounded.
You are surrounded. This is initiative, so roll a dex save, all of you. See if you can go before the hornets do.
All of us, or just them two?
Or all of you.
Okay.
Okay, what must I roll? D20.
The 2 at the front are Mott and Wattle. The 2 at the back are Patters and Rat, right?
Oh, come on.
I love
Okay.
how a natural 20 in this game is bad.
Yeah, when he throws everything out of whack.
Yeah.
I passed, got a 3 out of 4.
Okay. You're the only one who passed, right?
Don't ask me.
Yeah, I failed terribly.
Everyone else failed. Good luck with the natural 20, so I don't know if that affects if crit fail is a thing for initiative roll.
No, it doesn't affect initiative. So, Mott, you're able to ready your spear ahead of time as you see these hornets come up through the crack. You have first attack. What do you do?
I'm going to charge with my spear while loudly yelling, "Yay!
The audio fidelity.
Hallelujah! Thanks, Redwall.
Oh, this is Redwall, yes.
Redwall! I'm literally Redwall!
It's about to happen.
I wanted to do that first round, and I didn't get attacked.
Boy.
Oh my, those things are terrifying.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
Agreed.
jeez.
Mott, roll your damage, please.
Yes, once I remember where is the checkers.
Oh damn, those things look brutal. Are they bigger
Good
than
thing
us?
I'm blind and can't see them.
Okay.
What are
No.
you? Oh, you're using a spear, right? That's like a D10.
Yeah, it's a D10. I checked on the screens.
So, you
Stop toothpick.
you stab at it. You are able to hurt it, but it is still going. So what are these? Let me just quickly want to know like positioning here. Mott there. Patterns on the back. Waddle there. Right there. Okay. You guys are surrounded by hornets. I just wanted to have a visual.
Okay.
Oh no.
There we go. Okay. It is the hornet's turn,
Great.
and they are unsurprisingly attacking you. Let's quickly get the hornet
thought.
stats. Ooh, that is interesting. Oh man. Okay. Let's forget back this one. Yeah, this might hurt.
Oh no.
Am I being detained?
So the Mott, you take 7 points of damage. Wattle, you take 3.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm still.
Oh, sorry. Ignore that. Oh, God damn it. There we go. Patters. Patters, you take 7 points of damage. Rat, you take 1. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah.
Is anyone at 0?
No, I'm at 1.
Okay.
Health, I'm assuming? Your HP?
Yeah, HP.
Yeah, then I'm -3.
You
-4,
have
sorry.
-4. Okay. So Mott, as this this like stinger reaches out to you, you actually able to block it, and then it bites at you with its incisors, mandibles. Thank you. It bites at you with the mandibles, and it breaks your spear.
Oh.
The consequence of your reaching negative HP in this instance.
So my spear's broken.
Your spear is broken. It's 2 pieces, so you still have a stabby end.
I've gone from a spear to
Red dagger.
Yes, your spear is now a dagger, so it went from a D10 to a D6.
Okay, I'll mark that.
And any further damage will be to your, well, either strength or dex, it depends. Cool.
And me.
It
Can I
is-
use that spell to see if I can stun all of them?
Patters, you also negatives.
Yep, I went to negative. I have 2 HP, so -5.
Cool. Rat, with your milky eyes, you can barely see as Patters gets not stung, but grabbed by his back paws and lifted up and taken away.
No!
Patters, it is just hive, is all like this. The inside of the hive is all you see as you are dragged away from your friends.
Oh, that's such a terrible sight. That was kind of foggy.
Okay, Mott, Wattle, and Rat. There are still 3 hornets that are left.
Should I try and stun them with that spell, and then as soon as we stun them, try and dispatch them as quickly as possible?
If there was ever a time for big shots, now would be the time.
Yeah, it is. Let me use the magical 2-bob.
Okay. So how it works is you have 1, 2, 3 like mana slots,
Mhm.
because that's how many slots this magic has left. For each slot you want to use, roll a d6 and then mark usage of the spell. So your spell has 3 uses, but you can expend all 3 uses at once to make it more powerful. I'm not sure if it works on the spell though. Let me just check. Sorry.
What do you guys think? Should I use all 3 at once? Or should I just try 1 and see, and then maybe try 2 the next one?
We don't have a lot of time.
So order them.
Yeah. Also, just say yeah, we don't have a lot of time.
Okay, use all of them then. So I don't have that spell anymore.
Cool. Roll 3d6, please. Let's see for dice for also.
That sucks.
It doesn't. It's way higher than the HP. They only have 3 HP, by the way.
Oh, great.
So, Wattle, you raise this 2 rand coin in the air. Mott and Rat, you actually, Rat, do you look at this?
What?
I don't know. I don't know if Rat would have
Probably
noticed.
not. I'm gonna
Okay.
be chipping against the wall or something.
Yeah, fighting off this hornet. Wattle, you raise with your paws this light in the air, and there's a bright shining. It's like the sun opened up in this small corridor. Even like covering your eyes with your paws, it is bright as heck. For every 6 rolled. Okay, you didn't roll a single 6, so nothing weird happens at least. But all 3 of the hornets are taken out. As that is 7 points of light damage, but the 2 rand coin, like the etchings on it, you can see they had the shimmer. Thank you very much. That's a crit for next time. The coin is inert, so its magic's been used up. But the hornets are defeated.
Ooh, victory bubble.
Am I?
Shame we've lost that one. At what cost?
Am I still like being dragged or what?
Make a dex save, please,
Okay.
to see if you can get out of this. This
I would
insect
they would have shot him or something.
Yeah, like you're trying to fight him. As Motwaddle and Rat chase after their friend,
Yeah.
you do not make it. So you try, Pat, as you try, but this thing is shaking you so much, and it's going in these really random directions
Can
that
I
you
get
just.
the advantage from the $1 thing?
That's true. Roll advantage if you want to use it.
Hell yeah, you do.
It's probably still gonna fail, but okay.
I want to believe.
Nope, it's worse.
I'm so sorry.
Can we try and attack while he's on the up with the
No, I've literally been pulled away.
Yeah, you guys can't see him, but so Patters, even though you're trying, but you just can't get it to shake you loose as you are taken deep and deep into the hive.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually,
Fodder?
oh yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are following.
You guys here? Fuck off, Politica!
And that was the extent of Sindel's Afrikaans.
No, it's not.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Man.
I feel personally attacked, Sindel, just so you know.
As you guys rush after him, the sound of Patters' voice. Patters, you get dragged deep and deeper in, and it actually takes a couple of seconds as you are brought into this larger open chamber. The heat is palpable here, and you're dragged, and it's pitch dark, and you're suddenly let go, and you fall with a splash. It seems that there's enough room here for the hornets to somewhat maneuver, and as you stand up, you can smell the same sickly sweetness as the lollipop that Rat ate is covering this room.
Okay.
And you hear a large drone as the. Actually, do hornets have queens? I think they do, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Same case, cost and 6.
As the queen of the hornets and her hornet guard that dragged you in are in the other side of this room and making various different types of honey are it seems like 4 other mice, one of which is Fennel, the old
Wimfennel.
Wimfennel, yes, with his bushy mustache, who is being semi-worked to death. Again, this is Nestle.
Nestle is a hornet nest.
Yeah, exactly. And the 3 other mice who are way younger than him, who seem to have just been brought up because they were easy to carry and they're not too rebellious, but they seem bitter and broken. And one of them turns like a sorry.
For story reasons, can one of them be my son?
Absolutely, Tatters. You see, one of them is what's your son's name? Tatters.
Patters, Tatters, and something else.
John.
Does he have my ear?
Patters, John.
John.
His name is
Stop it.
Scurry.
Oh my word! The hornet has. You can now see around her neck a necklace of mice ears. Each of the mice servants have an ear
Oh
that's
no,
been,
you.
that's been taken.
Do they have rats here as well?
Yes, now they do.
This is the real quest.
Yes, the quest isn't to save Wimfennel, it's find my ears.
Somehow we worked it into the plot.
Yeah, my son Scatters is over there.
Scatters and patters. And he looks at you, but it's bare. Like this bare recognition. As you see, he has similar like whited out eyes that Rat has, as all of them seem to have been afflicted with this condition.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to call out, he would recognize your voice, but there's not much else you can do in your current situation, as the Queen of the Hornets is slowly making her way towards you. It is your turn though. What do you do? Next round, the other 3 mice will be here, by the way, as we are in the finale zone.
I've been to the danger zone.
Um.
As she's moving closer towards you, mandibles at the ready, poison stinger. You can see that she is coated in this sugary armor.
Can I? Okay. Can I take out my electric lantern and throw it at her?
Yeah, definitely. Sugar's flammable, right?
I don't know, but that's what I'm hoping.
Cool. Make a. Are you? Okay. Make a dex save. If you fail it, you are going to start setting this whole place on fire. Because you're trying to be accurate and just hit her.
A dex save, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I've butchered these rules so much. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, it's still so much fun, dude. Thank you.
Nope.
Patters, you lunge this lantern at her. It hits. Roll. What's improv damage in this game? Let's see. Actually, just roll a d4.
$1 tip.
Oh, thank you
Oh,
very
he's
much.
got a.
Do you want to re-roll that, Patters?
Oh, sure.
Might as well.
I would hope so.
What is your dex, by the way? You've never made a dex save. Oh my
It's 7.
word!
It's 7.
See, this Patters wants to watch the world burn. That's actually the thing. You chuck it at the queen. It scrapes off a bit of her armor. Roll a d4 for damage, by the way. And then it hits the ground, and you suddenly see the licks of flame scatter across this room. Mott, Wattle, and Rat, as you guys are racing through, initially you didn't know where to go, and then you smell the caramelizing sweet sugar that's being burnt in a chamber beyond, and you start rushing in. It is the queen's turn.
No, my
Timbers
lobby.
do the first.
Say again.
No,
Oh.
go ahead.
So the queen is going to.
It took 4 damage, I guess.
Yeah, the queen took 4 damage. She barely notices. As she rushes at you with a stinger.
Hmm.
How much HP do you have again? Nothing.
Yeah, I have nothing. So, just quick question. So
Yes.
before when I add the -5, do I minus that from my strength or whatever?
No, it is. Oh yes, sorry, it carries over to your strength. The
So
damage
I
you
would have.
took.
So I
Oh
would have taken 5.
no, you were being carried away. It carries over to your dex in this case.
Okay, then I really would have made my dexterous.
It's fine. She is going to sting you though,
Uh-huh.
which is a d12. So
Ooh,
he swings. That's 2 points of damage to your strength.
Okay.
Because you
I'm
have
still
no more
alive.
HP left. Yes. If your strength is reduced to 0, you roll. You're incapacitated,
Mm-hmm.
and if no one helps you, you're dead. The other hornet, who is also in this room, the one who carried you in, is going to make the same roll. That is 8 points of damage, but they do damage to your dexterity.
Well, my dex 6 is 0 then.
Okay. So it grabs at you. You can no longer move. So I guess it like takes out a foot. Not like permanently, but your
It hamstrings you.
yes, there we go. Thank you.
Decision.
That's a hamstring. You can no longer move. So you
Am I-
cannot get away.
You're
I don't-
paralyzed.
Am I mastering now? Nice.
Hamstring, not hamstringed.
Mott Wattle Rat, you rush into the chamber and you see your friend being kind of wrecked. What do you do? It
The
is
room's
the
on fire.
heroes. It is the heroes' initiative.
Okay, so
Oh, and also the
damage?
place is on fire.
Yeah, we gotta let me boss room. Thanks, Dark Souls.
Thanks, Dancer.
Yeah. So wait, I thought damage was. I'd say it. So damage in one instance didn't carry over onto the other stats.
Sorry, I had it. That is my fault. That's incorrect.
So
It
damage
does-
done, you take the entire value. Once your HP is depleted, then it gets removed
Yeah,
from
Yes.
the required stat. Okay.
We only have 10 minutes left, though. Let's do this.
Mhm.
But if I tell
stab
you take
thing?
damage if you take damage now and it's over your HP, just take it from whichever stat I tell you. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, run in first and see a flaming queen stab it. I guess.
Queen Gaga of the
Yes!
Hornets.
Right, we're versus Lady Gaga, the Hornet.
This is
I'm gonna just stab it.
D6.
All
Yep,
the other people to
go
get
for
them
it.
out.
Yeah, at the end of this turn, the
Wait.
flames are going to start making its way towards the prisoners on the far side.
But
So
no,
3
Get
points of
them out.
damage.
I would have yelled, get.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, Pat, as when you yell this, they try to move, but they've been in here so long and they can barely see, so they are just kind of like aimlessly. They're not effective at getting out, running in all directions, I guess. Or actually, no, the kids would huddle around Wimfennel. So Mott, you stab at the queen. It's three points of damage. She's taken 5 in total.
Can I
What-
attack with?
Yeah.
Alright, me roll a d6 quick.
Which one of you
Hey,
has
we
the
did
magic dagger, by the way? Wasn't it
me.
The blind rodent has the magic attack.
Rat? Of course.
Here's a question. The entire place is on fire. The sun's on fire,
Well, his range attacks are impaired, not his stab
but
attacks.
semantics later.
Throws dagger.
Wattle, are you damaging the queen, right?
Hmm. Let's go for her first.
8 damage. Okay, you can see like a bit of chinks in the armor. It seems like she's pretty close to having the armor broken and her vitals exposed. Rat, what are you doing? Running after the sounds of violence?
Yeah, because that's literally my only way of sight now.
Cool.
So I see the Hornet Queen, and then look at my axe, look at the dagger, look back at my axe, and I run in with the dagger. Or with
Cool.
the silver, whatever it was called.
Roll your damage.
It was a D6, right?
Yes, it is with the dagger.
Okay. Wait, is that the right one?
Woo! Well done.
8 damage. Okay, so Rat, you swing at it, and you're able to destroy the last bits of her armor. She now starts taking damage to her, like you guys. She because she's a hero as well. Well, a boss monster. She starts taking damage to her vitals now.
Would
But
I
she's exposed.
would I get a shot?
Yeah,
Well, then I'm shooting her.
you're like very close though. You need to move back.
I can't move, you said.
Yes, exactly.
So I can't shoot?
Well, you can, but your ranged attack is at you need to roll twice and take the lower of the damage.
Okay, I can't do anything else.
Yeah, that's true. Your attack's impaired. Oh, sorry. When an attack is impaired, deal D4 damage. That's all.
Okay, so I'll just do D4.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep yelling while I knock the arrow and shoot.
Umfennel looks at least in your direction, and he starts hurrying the kids across the side of the room.
Yeah, I'll just have to get them out, Umfennel.
Please
I would imagine that.
roll,
that-
Sindel.
I'm trying.
I'm gonna just roll for you.
I'm doing it. 2.
Okay, cool. You hit like parts of a shitten, which is their armor. She is not looking great, but still coming at you. It is the Hornet's turn. Yes,
Oh no.
I'm just gonna roll both their attack. First off is the Queen and the Guard.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Who's this?
Yes,
Who
it
has
happened.
The Queen bears down on Patters. 11 damage to your strength. Your strength is now 0. You
Mhm.
are knocked unconscious and incapacitated. The Guard flies past and is actually going to go in the back for Wattle, who is the most exposed, and is going to deal 10 damage to you. Any damage
no.
left over goes to your dexterity.
Okay, let me have a look quick. Goes to my dex. So you said 10 damage.
Yeah.
So that leaves me then on 3 dexterity.
Whew. Okay.
Can I yell run before I pass out?
Yeah, we get that shot of Patters as you hit the ground, sticky side of the honey caking your face, and you get this pitiful run out, and we see a shot of your son recognizing your voice,
No.
and Fennel grabs him by the shirt and they rush out.
I'm actually crying.
Ah, you fool!
I've got goosebumps now.
Here's your turn. This is the last turn of the game.
Place is burning. Or if we don't do, well, Matimba's going to kill us anyway because we're burning the honey. So
I'm gonna make a heroic
Well,
last stand.
you said get rid of the beehive.
Yeah, that's true.
We're
But he
doing
wants
that.
the things.
I'm just saying you guys can run.
I'll make
well,
a heroic
or we could try and
stand.
kill her. Yes, yeah, let's try and kill her.
You run. You run. I'm making a heroic last stand, and I'm going to say that in character. Run, you
So
fools.
okay, we'll run, and then you can stay behind.
I'm
we
going
go-
to try and attack the closest thing to me, the closest
But my
creature.
ear
I
is
just need to
here.
make a noise and make myself a target. So that will be a
So-
d6.
Roll your damage.
Two.
Oh,
That is
no.
exactly enough. Mott, we see Wattle and Rat running off, behind the hostages, like a word, and we see chunks of this hive beginning to melt and fall down. And there's a shot of Mott, the flames around you now. Pat is at your feet.
Unconscious.
And how do you kill the queen?
I'm just gonna stab my little broken thing through the mandibles.
As it tries to eat you.
Yeah, as it's like bearing down on you, you stab at it, and there's this twitch, and the queen falls down.
Perfect.
Cool.
We are
We have 4 minutes
victorious.
left. As you stab this queen, the camera fades to black, because of course it does.
No.
And pans outside to Wattle and Rat, who've had to carry these kids out because they're just so slow.
And I'm tumbling over things because I'm blind still.
Exactly.
What is the blind in the blind?
And you carry them down, down the sugar cult's temple.
Can we try and cut the nest off so it hits the ground?
Oh, it's burning. Don't worry about that. This is
Okay.
we're in epilogue territory.
Okay.
And you two look at each other, and you're like, where's Mott and Patters?
Where's my ear?
And you see the nest, which is now like almost sludgy in its consistency, ooze down the side of the shed, and it collapses. And a couple of hornets who are still remaining aimlessly wander out. And the camera pans. We see Matumba just grunt and leave, satisfied. And the camera slowly moves towards the hive, and you just see, because I have to do this, you see this one paw with a spear stabbing out. And we fade to black. That is the end. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm sorry, our time is very limited. I would have
Thank
liked to
you
do
so much,
a
Rocket.
character epilogue for everyone. But we'll do that on like another thing. But
Thank
yeah,
you so much, Rocket. That was awesome.
that was pretty fun. I butchered the system, by the way.
That's
Completely.
That's
This is normal
fine.
DM things. You're
That's
kind of just
true.
like, okay, we're running this game. I'm just going to house rule it and make things work based around what the environment is and what functions in the moment. You don't have to be book says
Yeah.
this there. Book. Yeah.
I definitely cooled a couple of things. But that was awesome. I think we need to. I'm being prodded. We need to go.
Thanks for joining, guys. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thanks for the donations as well. It was really fun. I've never done like wild magic surges and stuff, so that was awesome. But yeah, we'll be around. Enjoy the
Play
con,
for-
everyone.
Play for our mouse souls.
Oh yeah, I need to make it on the way back carrying a statue because he's gonna be in ice. Anyway,
Bye, guys.
cheers, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.